Chapter 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Blue Star, Jianghai First People's Hospital. Lin Feng, when will you wake up? Lin Feng, can you recover? Brother Feng, who made you like this? Brother Feng, I'm Xiao Pang, open your eyes and look at me. Familiar voices rang in Lin Feng's ears. Lin Feng opened his eyes with difficulty and found a bottle hanging on his head. He was lying on the bed receiving an 4. Brother Feng, I have to go back to class. I'll come to see you tomorrow. The fat man next to him didn't notice that Lin Feng opened his eyes. He got up and left the ward, leaving Lin Feng with a fat back. Pang Shui. Lin Feng wanted to call the fat man, but he found that he couldn't speak at all. The severe pain from his head made Lin Feng dizzy and unable to stay awake. When the pain gradually faded, the memory of the past also appeared in Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng was originally the eldest son of the Lin family in Longguo, but Lin Feng's mother died of dystocia after giving birth to him. Less than a month after Lin Feng's mother died, Lin Feng's father found a stepmother for Lin Feng, and the stepmother became pregnant and gave birth to the child. Since then, Lin Feng's nightmare began. Since Lin Feng could remember, he was beaten by his stepmother every day, and Lin Feng's father never asked about it. Later, when Lin Feng was a little older and had the ability to take care of himself, he immediately moved out of the Lin family. When Lin Feng turned 16 and participated in the martial arts spirit vein awakening ceremony, Lin Feng awakened the supreme martial arts spirit vein. With this spirit vein, he is a martial arts genius among 10,000, and he will definitely become a peak powerhouse on Blue Star in the future. After Lin Feng's stepmother knew about this, she immediately had someone capture Lin Feng and strip the supreme spirit vein from him. Since the spiritual vein is connected to the spine, Lin Feng's entire spine was taken away by Lin Feng's stepmother and replaced with Lin Feng's younger brother Lin Huantian. Later, Lin Feng was found by his aunt and sent to the hospital for emergency treatment. The doctor saved Lin Feng's life by transplanting the spine, but Lin Feng lay on the hospital bed forever, unable to speak or move again. Lin Feng has now become a vegetable. Tick. Lin Feng looked at the dripping bottle on his head, feeling angry and powerless. I'm afraid he will never be able to avenge his revenge. Ding, the optimization system is successfully bound. At this time, the system's voice sounded in Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng's pupils trembled, and hope rekindled in his heart. He had read the novels left over from the history of Blue Star, and naturally knew about the system. He never thought that the novels were not lies, and the system really existed. When the system is activated for the first time, the host can get 3 free optimization opportunities. Please choose the optimization content. The voice of the system echoed in Lin Feng's mind again. Lin Feng wanted to speak, but he couldn't do it, so he could only mutter in his heart, "System, what can I optimize?" System. Lin Feng shouted several times in his heart, but the system never responded, so Lin Feng gritted his teeth and said, "Can I optimize myself?" Ding, please choose your own optimization direction. 1. Brain optimization. 2. Hand optimization. 3. Leg optimization. 108. Whole body optimization. Something like an electronic screen appeared in Lin Feng's mind. After Lin Feng looked at all the optimization directions, he chose whole body optimization without hesitation. Ding, full body optimization starts now. Original price, 985400000 optimization points. Current price, free. A faint glow, like a firefly, gushed out from Lin Feng's body, wrapping up Lin Feng's whole body. Lin Feng's body quickly underwent earth-shaking changes. Ding, eye optimization was successful. The host's eyes were optimized from 200 degrees of myopia to double pupils. Ding, host arm optimization was successful. The host's arm was optimized from muscle weakness to unicorn arms. Ding, host bone optimization was successful. The host's bone was optimized from breaking at the touch to supreme bones. Ding, host leg optimization was successful. The host's leg was optimized from muscle weakness to sprinting. The system's voice kept ringing in Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng's body underwent earth-shaking changes. The damage to the body began to recover rapidly. Mr. Lin, this is not good, right? Lin Feng has become a vegetable, and you still want to dig out his eyes? What's wrong with this? Lin Feng is my son, I can do whatever I want. That a noisy voice sounded. Lin Feng rolled his eyes and looked towards the voice. Looking in the direction of the sound, he found a tall man and a slightly fat man in a white coat whispering. The tall man was Lin Feng's father, Lin Zhantian. The slightly fat man in a white coat was Lin Feng's attending physician, Zhang Hai. Mr. Lin, do you have to dig out Lin Feng's eyes? Zhang Hai frowned. Lin Zhantian put his hands behind his back and said slowly, after my son Lin Huantian transplanted Lin Feng's supreme spiritual vein, his eyes could not adapt to the supreme spiritual vein, which caused Huantian's cultivation speed to be slow to improve. So I want to dig out Lin Feng's eyes and give them to Huantian, so that I can solve the problem that Huantian's eyes cannot adapt to the supreme spiritual vein. Mr. Lin, just for this kind of thing, you want to dig out Lin Feng's eyes? Didn't you say that Lin Feng is also your son? Zhang Hai widened his eyes. Lin Zhantian nodded, yes, Lin Feng is indeed my son. But look at what Lin Feng has become now. He is now just a vegetable, a useless person who can't do anything. I dug out his eyes so that they can play a greater role. Isn't that better? Mr. Lin, you are going too far. Isn't it you who made Lin Feng a vegetable? Zhang Hai's face twitched. Dr. Zhang, you'd better be careful with your words. Lin Zhantian glared at Zhang Hai and said, I have filled out the information and signed it. Now I want to exercise my rights as a guardian and dig out Lin Feng's eyes. Lin Zhantian slapped a piece of information on Zhang Hai. Zhang Hai sighed after reading the information. The Lin family is so powerful that he can't care so much. If he insists on stopping Lin Zhantian, he may suffer crazy revenge from the Lin family in the end. Thinking of this, he could only turn around and said, as a doctor, I can't help you dig out Lin Feng's eyes. If you want to dig out Lin Feng's eyes, do it yourself. In that case, I will dig out Lin Feng's eyes myself. Lin Zhantian came to Lin Feng who was lying on the bed and slowly stretched out his finger towards Lin Feng's eyes. Chapter 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng was lying on the hospital bed, watching Lin Zhantian's fingers approaching his eyes. His heart was broken. Since he was born, Lin Zhantian has never cared about him, let alone said a few words to him. Even after he awakened the supreme spiritual vein, Lin Zhantian indulged Liang Yan to dig out his supreme spiritual vein. Now Lin Zhantian wants to dig out his eyes for Lin Huantian. This is not a father, but a devil. Lin Zhantian, what do you want to do? The closed door of the ward was pushed open. A tall and beautiful woman came to the ward. The woman was Lin Feng's Aunt Luo Meihui. Lin Feng grew up under the care of Luo Meihui. Even when Lin Feng's supreme spiritual vein was dug out, it was Luo Meihui who sent Lin Feng to the hospital for treatment. During the time Lin Feng was hospitalized, Luo Meihui had been taking care of him. I want to dig out Lin Feng's eyes. Lin Zhantian spoke. Are you crazy? Lin Feng is your son. You and Liang Yan took away Lin Feng's supreme spiritual vein, and now you want to dig out Xiao Feng's eyes? Can't you leave Xiao Feng away to live? Luo Meihui quickly came to the bed and protected Lin Feng behind her. Lin Zhantian retracted his hand and said slowly, Luo Meihui, you also said that Lin Feng is my son. As Lin Feng's father, I can exercise the guardian's rights and dig out Lin Feng's eyes. Do you know that you are Xiao Feng's guardian now? Luo Meihui gritted her teeth. What were you doing when Xiao Feng's supreme spiritual vein was dug out by Liang Yan? What were you doing when Xiao Feng was hospitalized? Xiao Feng has been hospitalized for 2 years. Have you visited Xiao Feng? You are also Xiao Feng's guardian. Get out of here. Luo Meihui almost roared out the last sentence. Lin Zhantian looked calm and said slowly, Luo Meihui, no matter what you say, I am Lin Feng's guardian. I have the right to dispose of Lin Feng at will, and you have no right to ask. Lin Zhantian bypassed Luo Meihui and stretched out his fingers again, digging into Lin Feng's eyes. Lin Zhantian, you beast! Luo Meihui turned around, but it was too late. Lin Zhantian's fingers came in front of Lin Feng and were about to dig out Lin Feng's eyes. Swish! Lin Feng suddenly turned his head and avoided Lin Zhantian's fingers. Lin Zhantian. Lin Zhantian frowned and looked at Lin Feng. Although his speed just now was not very fast, even a warrior in the warrior realm could not avoid his 2 fingers, but Lin Feng, a vegetative person, how could he avoid his fingers? I won't give my eyes to anyone. Lin Feng, who was lying on the bed, grabbed the armrest of the bed and stood up. However, he just exerted a little force, and the handrail beside the bed broke instantly. Is this the Qilin arm? Lin Feng exclaimed. After the system optimization, Lin Feng's body has undergone earth-shaking changes. Lin Feng not only has the Qilin arm, but also has the supreme bone and double pupils. The reason why Lin Feng was able to dodge Lin Zhantian's finger just now was because of the power of the double pupils. Xiao Feng. You finally woke up. Luo Meihui was very excited and hugged Lin Feng. Lin Feng also reached out and hugged Luo Meihui, saying, Auntie, thank you for taking care of me for so long. Xiao Feng, what did you say to your aunt to say thank you? Luo Meihui let go of Lin Feng and smiled. It's enough if you can wake up. I didn't expect that you could wake up after your supreme spiritual vein was dug out. Lin Zhantian walked up, took out a bank card, and said, Lin Feng, there are 10 million blue star coins in this bank card. If you can give me your eyes, the 10 million will be yours. Lin Feng looked at Lin Zhantian in front of him and couldn't help laughing. After he woke up, his biological father not only didn't say hello, but took out 10 million to buy his eyes. Get out. Luo Meihui snatched the bank card from Lin Zhantian's hand and threw it outside. Lin Zhantian was not angry. He picked up the bank card again and handed it to Lin Feng, saying, Lin Feng, you don't have a spiritual vein now, and you can't become a warrior in this life. If you can't become a warrior, you won't be able to earn 10 million in this life. I'll give you 10 million now, and you can live a worry-free life for the rest of your life. You'd better think it over before answering me. Lin Zhantian, go away. Lin Feng called him by his name. By the way, don't say you are my father in the future, I don't have a father like you. Lin Zhantian. Lin Zhantian frowned slightly, tightened the bank card in his hand, and nodded. Lin Feng, the conditions I offer are permanent. When you think it through, you can call me and tell me. After that, Lin Zhantian left the ward. Shameless. He is really too shameless. Luo Meihui cursed, then looked at Lin Feng and said, Xiao Feng, sit down and rest for a while, Auntie will go to handle the discharge procedures for you. Luo Meihui looked at Zhang Hai on the side and said, Dr. Zhang, Xiao Feng has woken up now, I want to help Xiao Feng with the discharge procedures. Zhang Hai. Zhang Hai came back to his senses, looked at Lin Feng meaningfully, nodded and said, Ms. Luo, come with me, I will take you to handle the discharge procedures. Luo Meihui nodded and followed Zhang Hai out of the ward. By the way, I still have 2 free optimization opportunities. I can optimize for my auntie too. Lin Feng silently communicated with the system. Ding free optimization opportunities can only be used by the host himself, and cannot be optimized for others. The system reminded. Free optimization opportunities can only be used by yourself. Lin Feng curled his lips and muttered, it seems that I can only help my aunt optimize when there are enough optimization points in the future. Inpatient department. Downstairs, a luxury stretch limousine stopped, a graceful middle-aged woman sat in the back seat. The middle-aged woman looked at Lin Zhantian who had just got in the car and asked, did you get Lin Feng's eyes? No. Lin Zhantian shook his head. As Lin Feng's guardian, how could you not get Lin Feng's eyes? The middle-aged woman frowned and said, you are not reluctant to dig out Lin Feng's eyes. Lin Zhantian shook his head. Lin Feng recovered. The middle-aged woman widened her eyes and exclaimed, Lin Feng recovered? How is this possible? I dug out his spine with my own hands, how could he recover? I saw him wake up with my own eyes. Lin Zhantian said. Damn it. I didn't expect that little beast would be so lucky. I dug out his spine, but he could still recover. The middle-aged woman gritted her teeth. Lin Zhantian, now that Lin Feng has recovered, what are you going to do? I promised to give him 10 million to buy his eyes. Lin Zhantian replied. 10 million. Just a pair of eyes of that little waste is worth 10 million. The middle-aged woman snorted coldly. He has been dug out of the supreme spiritual vein, and he can never become a warrior. If he can't become a warrior, he will not make much money in his life. You give him 10 million, which is completely cheap for him. The middle-aged woman picked up the red wine glass beside her, took a sip of red wine, and said, "You gave him 10 million, and he didn't agree to give you his eyes?" "He hasn't agreed yet." Lin Zhantian shook his head. "Is he trying to raise the price?" The middle-aged woman put down the red wine glass and said, "In my opinion, just like the last time I dug out his spine, I will find someone to arrest him and then dig out his eyes. This is simple and convenient. Liang Yen, don't do it this time, I will solve this matter." Lin Zhantian replied. "Okay, I want to see how you are going to solve this matter." Liang Yen looked at the driver sitting in the cab and said, "Go back to the Lin family." "Okay, ma'am." The driver nodded and drove away. Liang Yen took out her mobile phone and posted a message. "Whoever can get Lin Feng's eyes will be rewarded with 100 million blue star coins." After sending the message, Liang Yen put away her mobile phone and leaned back in the seat with her eyes closed to rest as if nothing had happened. Chapter 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jianghai First People's Hospital. Lin Feng moved his hands and feet to adapt to his optimized body. Now everything around him seemed particularly slow under Lin Feng's double pupils. Lin Feng could easily catch even the flies that flew by. "After 2 years, I have finally recovered completely. That woman will never know how I have lived these 2 years." Lin Feng clenched his fists, his heart full of resentment. He must avenge the bone digging. However, the Lin family is powerful, and his stepmother was originally the eldest daughter of the Blue Star family. If Lin Feng wants to take revenge, he must improve his strength as soon as possible and make himself stronger. "Go out and get some fresh air first." Lin Feng came back to his senses and pushed open the door of the ward. The sunlight was a little dazzling. Lin Feng blocked the slanting sunlight with his hands, took a deep breath of the outside air, and then walked out of the ward. "Isn't that the patient in ward 3306? He recovered. The vegetative patient in ward 3306 has come back to life. The patient in ward 3306 had his spine dug out and then had a spinal transplant. How could he wake up again?" Several nurses who came to check on the ward happened to run into Lin Feng. Lin Feng didn't look away, brushed shoulders with several nurses, and left straight away. "Isn't that a fat man?" Lin Feng just walked through the corridor and immediately saw a familiar fat figure. That person was Pang Shui, who had just seen Lin Feng. At this moment, Pang Shui was blocked in a corner by several young men of the same age as him. The tall young man who led the group even reached out and patted Pang Shui's fat face. Several people were obviously bullying Pang Shui. "Pang Shui, why are you here?" The tall man in the lead gently patted Pang Shui's cheek with his palm and said, "You know that our boss had a blood transfusion in this hospital, so you want to take revenge on our boss. Li Shan, this kind of loser, even if he is given 100 courage, he dare not take revenge on the boss." A tall and thin young man next to him curled his lips and said, "Pang Shui has a good relationship with Lin Feng, he should come to the hospital to see Lin Feng." "Are you here to see that loser Lin Feng?" Li Shan spoke. Pang Shui clenched his fists and gritted his teeth, saying, "Brother Feng awakened the supreme spiritual vein during the awakening ceremony. Brother Feng is a genius, and you are a bunch of trash." "Supreme spiritual vein?" Li Shan laughed and said, "Yes, I admit that Lin Feng's martial arts talent is good, and he did awaken the supreme spiritual vein during the awakening ceremony. But his spine was dug out, and his supreme spiritual vein was also robbed. What is he now if not trash? I don't allow you to insult Brother Feng." Pang Shui punched Li Shan. Li Shan turned his head slightly and easily avoided Pang Shui's fist. "With your third-level warrior realm cultivation, you still want to fight me?" Li Shan curled his lips and slapped Pang Shui. Pang Shui looked at the oncoming slap and closed his eyes immediately. Li Shan is a 6th-level warrior. After his slap, Pang Shui might have fainted. Bang! A crisp collision sounded. There was no severe pain. Pang Shui opened one eye and found a big hand grabbing Li Shan's palm. Looking closely, it was Lin Feng who grabbed Li Shan's palm. "Brother Feng. Are you awake?" Pang Shui widened his eyes full of surprise. Li Shan's pupils trembled, and a flash of surprise flashed in his eyes. He never thought that a person whose spine was dug out could stand up again. Is this a medical miracle? Ah! It hurts so much. Before Li Shan could think about it, severe pain came from his palm. At this moment, his palm had been deformed by Lin Feng. The sound of the bones breaking was like the crackling of fried beans. Li Shan was sweating profusely and shouted hurriedly, Lin Feng, let me go. Let me go. If you keep doing this, my hand will be crippled. Crack. Lin Feng exerted force on his hand again. Li Shan's hand bones were completely crushed by Lin Feng. Scarlet blood flowed down Li Shan's palm. Li Shan squatted, and beads of cold sweat kept dripping to the ground. Li Shan, are you okay? Go call a doctor. Hurry up and ask the doctor to help Li Shan check his palm. That the young men around were in a panic. There was a little more fear in their eyes when they looked at Lin Feng. Although Lin Feng had awakened the supreme spiritual vein, Lin Feng's supreme spiritual vein had been dug out, and Lin Feng had been in a coma for 2 years and was not even a warrior. How could he break the hand of a 6th-level warrior in the warrior realm? Take Li Shan to see a doctor first. The tall and thin young man helped Li Shan up. Want to leave now? Lin Feng looked at Pang Shui beside him and said, Fatty, they often bully you, right? This. Pang Shui was silent. Go and give them a slap each. Lin Feng said, Pang Shui. You don't dare. Lin Feng spoke again. With Brother Feng's support, there's nothing I dare not do. Pang Shui rolled up his sleeves and raised his hand to slap the thin and tall man closest to him. Pa. A crisp slap sounded. The thin and tall man's cheeks flushed. Pang Shui, you dare to hit. Pa. Before the thin and tall man finished speaking, Pang Shui raised his hand and slapped him again. I'm hitting you, what do you want? Pang Shui raised his hand and slapped the tall and thin man hard. The tall and thin man clenched his fists and suppressed his anger. He wanted to fight back, but when he saw Lin Feng beside him, he could only suppress his anger. He had seen Lin Feng's strength clearly just now. Even Li Shan, who was a warrior of the 6th level, had his right hand crushed by Lin Feng. If he, a warrior of the 5th level, dared to fight back, Lin Feng would probably break his arm. You are so shameless that your hand hurts. Pang Shui shook his hand. The tall and thin young man. The tall and thin young man blushed and his face twitched. Pang Shui recovered and raised his hand to slap Li Shan. Pang. The crisp slapping sound echoed. Li Shan widened his eyes and looked at Pang Shui in disbelief. He never thought that Pang Shui, who was bullied by them every day before, would slap him today. What's the look in your eyes? Pang Shui snorted and increased the strength of his hands. Although Li Shan was indignant, when he saw Lin Feng standing next to him, he could only suppress his anger and silently take the beating. Next, Pang Shui beat all the remaining people, and Lin Feng let them go. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting 30 optimization points. At this time, the system's voice sounded. Lin Feng's optimization points went from 0 to 30. Host, Lin Feng, optimization points, 30. Free optimization times, 2. Lin Feng looked at the sudden increase in optimization points and couldn't help but fall into deep thought. Is it possible to get optimization points by beating people? Then he will have to beat more people in the future. This is cool. Pang Shui smiled, turned his head to look at Lin Feng, and said, By the way, Brother Feng, how did you suddenly wake up? Medical miracle. Lin Feng replied, Pang Shui. Pang Shui was stunned for a long time, then laughed. The doctors at Tianhai First People's Hospital are really amazing. They actually cured Brother Feng. Brother Feng, congratulations, you finally stood up again. Thank you. Lin Feng patted Pang Shui on the shoulder and said, Thank you for coming to the hospital to take care of me these 2 years. Brother Feng, it's awkward for us two brothers to say these things. Pang Shui waved his hand and said, By the way, Li Shui has also come to take care of you often in the past 2 years. I know. Lin Feng nodded. You know everything? Pang Shuai said in surprise. Nonsense, I just became a vegetable in the past 2 years, not that I know nothing about anything. Lin Feng waved his hand. Xiao Feng, didn't I ask you to rest in the ward? Why are you here? Luo Meihui, who had completed the discharge procedures, came over and said, Xiao Pang, you are here too. How about this, you come back with us to have a meal before leaving. Aunt Luo, what is this? Xiaofeng has recovered today, I am happy, I will make you delicious food. Aunt Luo, then I won't be polite with you. Pang Shuai smiled and left the hospital with Lin Feng and Luo Meihui. Chapter 4. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mingyue community, in the room, Lin Feng, Pang Shuai, and Luo Meihui sat together, eating several dishes on the table. After dinner, Pang Shuai said goodbye and left. Luo Meihui looked at Lin Feng and said, Xiaofeng, you are finally recovered. You should stay at home and rest for the next period of time. Aunt, I want to go back to school. Lin Feng paused and said, I want to take the college entrance examination in a month. Xiaofeng, you have been in a coma for 2 years. In these 2 years, you have not only fallen behind in cultural courses, but also in cultivation. How can you take the college entrance examination in this situation? Luo Meihui thought for a moment and said, how about this, you take a rest for a while, and when school starts next year, you will start studying again from the first year of high school. Aunt, I have already learned the cultural courses of high school in junior high school. I don't want to start all over again. I want to take the college entrance examination in a month. Lin Feng replied. Xiaofeng, I know you have already finished all the cultural courses in high school, but you have to know that cultural courses only account for 30% of the total score of the college entrance examination, while martial arts practice accounts for 70% of the college entrance examination. Luo Meihui sighed, now that you have no spiritual roots, you can't practice at all. Even if you get full marks in the cultural courses of the college entrance examination, you get 0 points in martial arts practice, and you can't get into college at all. Aunt, my spiritual roots have recovered. Lin Feng replied. Your spiritual roots have recovered. Luo Meihui widened her eyes. Lin Feng nodded. Aunt, my supreme spiritual roots seem to have grown again. Really? Luo Meihui was unbelievable. Really? Lin Feng nodded. That's great. If my sister knew that you not only recovered, but also grew a supreme spiritual root, my sister would definitely be very happy. Luo Meihui smiled, got up and went to the shelf next to her, and took out a hard drive from the shelf. Luo Meihui handed the hard drive covered with spider webs to Lin Feng and said, Xiaofeng, this is the advanced cultivation method your mother left for you. This cultivation method, plus your supreme spiritual veins, should enable you to become a warrior quickly. My mother left it. Lin Feng carefully took the hard drive and went to the computer next to him. After Lin Feng connected the hard drive to the computer, a file called Tunchen Gong appeared on the computer screen. Lin Feng opened the file and a video file appeared in it. There was a white-haired old man in the video. Tunchen Gong was created by the white-haired old man. The white-haired old man demonstrated the cultivation method of Tunchen Gong in the video. The rolling spiritual energy condensed into substance and merged into the body of the white-haired old man. It is worthy of being an advanced cultivation method. The speed of absorbing spiritual energy is really fast. Lin Feng muttered to himself, sitting cross-legged on a stool, and practicing with the old man in the video. 3 minutes later, the spiritual energy between heaven and earth seemed to be attracted and quickly merged into Lin Feng's body. Lin Feng instantly became a warrior of the first level of the warrior realm. It's worthy of being the supreme spiritual vein. You have learned the advanced cultivation method so quickly. Luo Meihui sat next to him and silently observed Lin Feng. At this time, Lin Feng came back to his senses and ended his cultivation. Lin Feng clenched his fists and murmured, this swallowing heaven skill is quite powerful, but if I optimize it, will it be even more powerful? Lin Feng silently communicated with the system. The voice of the system soon sounded in Lin Feng's mind. Please host choose the optimization direction. 1. Optimize the cultivation method. 2. Optimize the cultivation method of the cultivation method. 3. Optimize all. Optimize all. After Lin Feng made his choice, a large amount of memory quickly flowed into Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng only felt dizzy, and almost fainted and fell off the stool. Xiaofeng, are you okay? Luo Meihui ran up and supported Lin Feng at the first time. Lin Feng sat up straight and waved his hand, saying, "Aunt, I'm fine." "I'm glad you're fine." Luo Meihui breathed a sigh of relief and said, "You've just recovered, don't work too hard. It's not too late to practice hard after you get better." "Aunt, I understand." Lin Feng nodded. Ding, optimization successful. The advanced practice method swallowing heaven skill has been optimized to the top practice method swallowing heaven magic skill. The practice method of swallowing heaven magic skill has been optimized. Eating can improve strength. The practice method of the top practice method has become so easy after optimization. Just eating can improve strength. Lin Feng reached out and picked up the banana on the table and ate it all in one bite. Swish. The pure energy flowed into Lin Feng's body, and Lin Feng's breath was obviously stronger. Eating this ordinary banana can actually enhance strength? No, it is worthy of being the top-level cultivation method after optimization. Lin Feng smiled, picked up the remaining bananas, and put them all into his mouth. Lin Feng's cultivation level broke through from the first level of the warrior realm to the second level of the warrior realm. "Xiao Feng, are you not full?" Luo Meihui said with concern, "Or I will go and cook you another bowl of noodles." "Auntie, no, I just eat some fruit." The time displayed on Lin Feng's computer said, "It's 9 o'clock in the evening, Auntie, go back to your room and rest first." "Okay, then you should rest early too, don't tire yourself out." Luo Meihui reminded and returned to the room. Lin Feng picked up the fruit on the computer desk and ate it in big mouthfuls. All the fruits were soon eaten up by Lin Feng. Lin Feng's cultivation level broke through from the second level of the warrior realm to the fourth level of the warrior realm in one breath. The cultivation method after system optimization is really simple. Eating fruits can actually break through cultivation. Not bad. Lin Feng nodded with satisfaction and said, "Now I have the cultivation method, but I don't have martial arts. By the way, there are free martial arts available for download online." Lin Feng opened the web page, entered the URL, and entered the Blue Star Fighting Network. This website is the largest martial arts exchange forum in the entire Blue Star. You can post to discuss martial arts, or go shopping in the mall. The mall sells a variety of items such as cultivation methods, martial arts, weapons, etc. There are also some free cultivation methods and martial arts available. Sign in to get free elementary martial arts. Lin Feng saw the prompt on the website and immediately clicked to sign in. Sign in successfully. Page jumping. The web page jumped, and Lin Feng entered a primary martial arts store. There are various primary martial arts in it, but Lin Feng can only get one for free. Kaishan Fist. This martial art focuses on attack power. When it is practiced to perfection, one punch can break mountains and crush rocks. Shadowless Leg. This martial art focuses on speed and strength. When it is practiced to perfection, it can be both offensive and defensive. After watching all the free primary martial arts, Lin Feng finally chose Kaishan Fist and downloaded it. Ding, download successful. Tip: this martial art is protected by copyright law. After obtaining this martial art, you can only practice it yourself and cannot forward it to others. If you violate the copyright law, you will be severely punished. After reading the reminder, Lin Feng immediately clicked on the practice video of Kaishan Fist. Chapter 5. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng clicked on the video, and a tall man in a training suit appeared in the video. The man swung his fist with all his strength, and a fist shadow was thrown. He landed a fist on the big stone in front of him, and the stone exploded. Is this the Kaishan Fist? It looks quite simple. Lin Feng now has double pupils and supreme bones. He only needs to watch this elementary martial arts once to master it thoroughly. I don't know how many optimization points are needed to optimize this elementary martial arts. Lin Feng communicated with the system, and the system's voice soon sounded in Lin Feng's mind. Ding, please host, choose the optimization direction. 1. Optimizing the Qilin fist requires 10 optimization points. 2. Optimizing the practice method of the Qilin fist requires 10 optimization points. 3. Optimizing everything requires 20 optimization points. Lin Feng has already learned the Qilin fist, so naturally he does not need to optimize the practice method of the Qilin fist. In the end, Lin Feng only chose to optimize the Qilin fist. Ding, optimization successful. The elementary martial arts Qilin fist has been optimized to the intermediate martial arts splitting heaven fist. A large amount of memories poured into Lin Feng's mind, and Lin Feng immediately mastered the practice method of splitting heaven fist. The power of splitting heaven fist is several times more powerful than Qilin fist, but the practice of this fist is also more difficult. Even if Lin Feng has double pupils and supreme bones, it will take some time to fully master splitting heaven fist. It should be easier to optimize the practice method directly. Lin Feng communicated with the system again. Ding, optimizing the practice method of splitting heaven fist requires 15 optimization points. May I ask if the host wants to optimize? Optimize. Ding, optimization successful. Punching 100 times can practice splitting heaven fist to perfection. Punch 100 times. Lin Feng stood up, clenched his fist, and began to try. 1 punch, 2 punches, 3 punches. Lin Feng punched 98 times, but still didn't feel any changes. 99 punches. 100th punch. That when Lin Feng threw the 100th punch, the spiritual energy in his dantian suddenly circulated along his tendons and veins in a special trajectory. After these spiritual energies automatically circulated in Lin Feng's body for several weeks, they suddenly burst out from Lin Feng's fist. Boom. The powerful punch fell on the wall 2 meters away. The wall shook violently and penetrated directly. The cold wind outside blew into the room through the hole. I really practiced the sky-splitting fist to perfection after punching 100 times. After optimizing the practice method, the practice speed is indeed much faster. Lin Feng smiled. Now he has the confidence to get a good score in the college entrance examination in a month. The optimization system is powerful, but I only have the last 5 optimization points left. It seems that I have to find an opportunity to beat someone up to get some optimization points. The 30 optimization points Lin Feng had obtained before were obtained by beating someone up. Therefore, Lin Feng only knows that people can get optimization points. Ah, this power is really terrifying. It seems that a month later, Xiaofeng may really be admitted to college. The blessing was sent to Tianhai No. 1 Middle School. After that, Lin Feng has been lying in the hospital. Student Lin Feng, are you sure you want to return to your original class and take the college entrance examination with your classmates in a month? In the principal's office, a bald middle-aged man wearing a pair of gold-rimmed glasses frowned. The bald middle-aged man is named Zhang Daqiang, and he is the principal of Tianhai No. 1 Middle School. Lin Feng stood in front of Zhang Daqiang and nodded. Principal Zhang, I have already finished the cultural courses of high school and junior high school. I don't want to repeat the first year of high school. I want to return to my original class and take the college entrance examination with my classmates in a month. Student Lin Feng, I have to remind you that the score of cultural courses only accounts for 30% of the total score of the college entrance examination, and the score of martial arts is the bulk of the college entrance examination. The martial arts score accounts for 70% of the total score of the college entrance examination. You have just recovered and have no martial arts foundation. Even if you have a good foundation in cultural courses in the college entrance examination, you will not be able to get a good score. Even if you get full marks, you still can't get into university. Principal Zhang, I am confident that I can get into university. Lin Feng assured. Student Lin Feng, it's like this. We admitted you because you not only had good academic performance, but also awakened the supreme spiritual vein. Zhang Daqiang picked up the thermos cup beside him, drank a sip of the steaming tea, and said, but now your supreme spiritual vein has been dug out. Even if you can become a warrior, your future achievements will be very limited. So, Tianhai No. 1 Middle School may not be able to help you re-enroll, and you can't return to your original class to study. Principal Zhang, Xiaofeng's supreme spiritual vein has grown back again. Luo Meihui next to him said. Can a dug-out spiritual vein grow back? Your lie is too unskilled. Zhang Daqiang shook his head. Luo Meihui frowned. Principal Zhang, if you don't believe it, you can activate the spiritual vein detection device and recheck Xiaofeng's spiritual vein. Ms. Luo, do you know how much it costs to activate the spiritual vein detection device once? Zhang Daqiang shook his head and said, it costs 100,000 yuan to activate the spiritual vein detection device once. And every 10 minutes after the spiritual vein detection device is activated, an additional 10,000 yuan will be paid. Except for the entrance examination, no school will easily activate the spiritual vein detection device. Luo Meihui gritted her teeth. Principal Zhang, Xiaofeng's supreme spiritual vein has really grown back. His current cultivation level is the 4th level of the warrior realm. Luo Meihui turned her head to look at Lin Feng on the side and said, Xiaofeng, you should burst out your breath and let Principal Zhang see your cultivation level. No need. Zhang Daqiang waved his hand. Even if he is a warrior of the 4th level of the warrior realm, what can he do? With his cultivation level, even if he takes the college entrance examination in a month, he will not be able to enter the university at all. By then, the enrollment rate of our Tianhai No. 1 middle school will be lowered by him. Zhang Daqiang took another sip of tea and said, Tianhai No. 1 middle school is the best middle school in Tianhai City, and its enrollment rate has always been 100%. In order to ensure the enrollment rate of Tianhai No. 1 middle school, we have no choice but to refuse to accept Lin Feng. You should go to other schools. Chapter 6. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Principal Zhang, Xiaofeng was recommended to your school, and the school has always kept Xiaofeng's student status. How can you stop Xiaofeng from going back to school with just one word? Luo Meihui frowned. Zhang Daqiang looked calm and said unhurriedly, Ms. Luo, under normal circumstances, we will only keep the student status for 1 year. Lin Feng has not come to school for 2 years and has been expelled from school. It's useless even if you go to court for such a thing. You are too much. Luo Meihui gritted her teeth, suppressed her anger, and said, Principal Zhang, please help Xiaofeng restore his student status and let Xiaofeng go back to school. Xiaofeng can really get into college. Auntie, you don't have to beg him. Lin Feng waved his hand and said, I don't have to study in Jianghai No. 1 middle school. We can go to other schools. Xiaofeng, other schools are not as good as Tianhai No. 1 middle school. Luo Meihui curled her red lips. Aunt, it doesn't matter what school you go to, as long as you can take the college entrance examination. Lin Feng left the principal's office without looking back. Luo Meihui sighed and followed him out. Zhang Daqiang picked up the thermos cup in front of him, drank a sip of the steaming tea, and said disdainfully, he doesn't even have spiritual roots, and he still wants to take the college entrance examination in a month. Dreaming? Who dares to accept him in a decent high school? On the other side, after Lin Feng and Luo Meihui left Tianhai No. 1 high school, they went to other high schools nearby. The person in charge of reception was very enthusiastic about Lin Feng and Luo Meihui at first, but when the receptionist read Lin Feng's file, he immediately rejected Lin Feng's application for admission. No high school is willing to accept a student without spiritual roots. The heads of these high schools are simply blind. I told them that you have grown the supreme spiritual vein, but they all thought I was lying. Luo Meihui said angrily, I asked them to open the spiritual root detector, but they were reluctant to do so. If I had 100,000 yuan in my hand, would have to spend money to open the spiritual root detector myself. Auntie, don't be angry. Lin Feng smiled, there are so many schools in Tianhai City, there will always be a school willing to accept me. Lin Feng looked up and found that there was a school in front of him. The school is called Tianhai Vocational Auto Repair High School. This school is quite good. Lin Feng spoke. Luo Meihui looked in the direction Lin Feng pointed and found that Lin Feng was talking about a vocational high school. She frowned and said, Xiaofeng, that's a vocational high school. Auntie, it's a vocational high school, as long as I can take the college entrance examination. Lin Feng smiled and continued, besides, other schools won't accept me anyway, so I can only go to a vocational high school. Well, okay, let's give it a try. Luo Meihui sighed and could only take Lin Feng to Tianhai Vocational Auto Repair High School. Under the guidance of the school security guard, Lin Feng and Luo Meihui soon came to the admissions office. The person in charge of receiving Lin Feng and Luo Meihui was a middle-aged man named Zhao Xinghe who wore a pair of gold-rimmed glasses and looked gentle. After the middle-aged man retrieved and checked Lin Feng's file online, he nodded and said, "His academic performance has always ranked first," and then he awakened the supreme spiritual root and was recommended to Tianhai No. 1 Middle School. Not bad, he is indeed a top student. But it's a pity that the supreme spiritual root was taken away. Director Zhao, can Xiaofeng come to your school to study? Luo Meihui said. Zhao Xinghe looked up at Lin Feng and Luo Meihui, nodded and said, "No problem, as long as Lin Feng is willing, he can come to class at any time." Director Zhao, Xiaofeng wants to go directly to the third year of high school and then take the college entrance examination in a month. Luo Meihui said again. Go directly to the third year of high school. Zhao Xinghe frowned and was silent for a while, and said, "That's fine, but you have to pay more money." How much does it cost? Luo Meihui asked. 30,000. Zhao Xinghe replied. 30,000. Luo Meihui nodded. I'll give you the money in a few days, okay? Of course. Zhao Xinghe said. How long will it take Xiaofeng to enroll? Luo Meihui asked again. You can enroll today. Okay. Luo Meihui turned her head to look at Lin Feng beside her and said, Xiaofeng, today you should follow Director Zhao to go through the enrollment procedures. Auntie will go back first. Luo Meihui took out a bank card from her body and said, there are still 1,000 blue star coins in this bank card. The password is your birthday. When you use it up, I will deposit more money into it. Auntie, I don't need money. Lin Feng pushed the bank card back. How can you go to school without money? Luo Meihui said. Hui stuffed the bank card into Lin Feng's hand and said, okay, go to school, Auntie will go back first. Luo Meihui gave Lin Feng a bright smile and left the office. Lin Feng could only put away the bank card and follow Zhao Xingchen to go through the admission procedures. Half an hour later, Lin Feng successfully completed all the procedures and was finally assigned to Class 6 of Senior 3. The head teacher was a tall middle-aged woman. The woman's name was Su Huan. Lin Feng followed Su Huan to Class 6 of Senior 3. Is this the new classmate? I heard that this new classmate was originally a top student in Jianghai No. 1 Middle School. No way. What does a top student in Jianghai No. 1 Middle School do in our school? I heard that his supreme spiritual vein was dug away, so Jianghai No. 1 Middle School will not accept him. How do you know everything? What are you talking about? My uncle is in the admissions office. My uncle just told me so. The classroom was noisy. All the classmates' eyes were focused on Lin Feng. Under the gaze of his classmates, Lin Feng introduced himself and sat in the last row. Lin Feng's deskmate was a muscular man with long hair. At this moment, the muscular man was sleeping soundly on the desk. Who are you? Halfway through the class, the muscular man suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Lin Feng. My name is Lin Feng, and I'm a new student. Lin Feng replied. Who told you to sit here? The muscular man frowned. The teacher told me to sit here. Lin Feng said. Go away. The muscular man glared at Lin Feng. There is no place elsewhere. Lin Feng shook his head. If there is no place, go to the back and stand. The muscular man said angrily. Gao Feng, who told you to gossip in class? The head teacher Su Huan spoke. The muscular man sat up straight and said with a playful smile, Teacher Su, I am communicating with the new student. If you want to communicate, communicate after class. Who told you to communicate in class? Su Huan glared at the muscular man and continued to teach. The new student is in trouble now. Gao Feng has just targeted him when he arrived. Gao Feng is the only warrior level 7 warrior in our class. The new student is in trouble because he has targeted him. The new student is finished now. The students sitting around whispered. Chapter 7. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The bell rang for the end of Get Out of Class. Su Huan answered questions from students on the podium. The muscular man Gao Feng clenched his fists and sneered, "You are quite stubborn. I told you to stand at the back, but you insisted on sitting next to me. After Teacher Su leaves, I will let you know why no one dares to sit next to me." As soon as Gao Feng finished speaking, Su Huan finished answering questions and left the office. Several students stood up and surrounded Lin Feng. Some people even closed the door of the classroom. It's over. The new student will definitely be beaten up. The new student is so miserable. He has to be beaten up as soon as he comes to school. The new student is so miserable. All the students' eyes fell on Lin Feng. Gao Feng grabbed Lin Feng's collar and sneered, "Aren't you very arrogant? Keep going. I'm just sitting in my seat, how can I be arrogant?" Lin Feng pointed at Gao Feng's big hand and said, "Also, please let go of your hand. I don't like being grabbed by the collar. Not only will I grab your collar, I'll also beat you up." Gao Feng clenched his fist and hit Lin Feng. Lin Feng raised his hand and just grabbed Gao Feng's fist, crack. Lin Feng exerted a little force, and Gao Feng's palm bones immediately crackled like fried beans. Gao Feng sweated profusely and said in pain, "Let me go, let go of my hand." "You let go first." Lin Feng said. Okay, I'll let go. Gao Feng hurriedly let go of the big hand that was holding Lin Feng's collar. However, Lin Feng's hand holding Gao Feng's fist still did not let go. Lin Feng even increased his strength. "Ah! Classmate, I've already let go, why don't you let go? Classmate, I can't stand it anymore, please let go." Gao Feng screamed like a ghost. The classmates surrounding Lin Feng retreated in fear. Is the new classmate so powerful? Swish! At this time, Lin Feng suddenly let go of Gao Feng's hand. Gao Feng's entire left hand was twisted and deformed. The severe pain still made him sweat. Snap! The tightly closed classroom door was suddenly pushed open. Su Huan returned to the classroom. "Why did you close the classroom door?" Su Huan looked at Gao Feng in the back row and frowned. "Gao Feng, you can't bully the new students. If you bully the new students, I will notify your parents." "Teacher Su, Okay, don't explain. Don't think I don't know what you are thinking." Su Huan looked at the watch on his wrist and said, "It's getting late. I should go to other classes." After that, Su Huan hurriedly left the classroom. Gao Feng's face twitched. He never thought that not only was his left hand crushed by Lin Feng, but he was also scolded by Su Huan. "Ouch, it hurts." Gao Feng screamed again, then hurriedly left the classroom and ran towards the infirmary. "What are you still doing?" Lin Feng turned his head and glanced at the students surrounding him, and said, "Please disperse a little and don't block the air circulation." We will disperse now." The students hurriedly sat back in their seats. "Wait, don't leave yet." Lin Feng called out to a tall boy who was running at the back. The tall boy turned around, looked at Lin Feng, and asked cautiously, "Lin Feng, I didn't do anything just now, don't hit me. Please open the back door, so that the air is better." Lin Feng said, "The tall boy." The tall boy nodded. "Lin Feng, I'll open the door for you now." After that, the tall boy immediately opened the back door. I didn't expect the new student to be so powerful. As expected of a student of Tianhai No. 1 Middle School, this strength is really amazing. The new student is really amazing. The classmates spoke one after another, and the whole classroom was noisy. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting 100 optimization points. At this time, the system's voice sounded in Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng's optimization points increased by 100. Host, Lin Feng, optimization points, 105. Free optimization times, 1. Looking at the sudden extra 100 optimization points, Lin Feng couldn't help but smile. As expected, beating people can increase optimization points. It seems that I have to find opportunities to beat more people in the future. Lin Feng muttered to himself, sat back in his seat, and flipped through the cultural textbooks. Although Lin Feng finished the cultural courses of high school and junior high school, but after that, Lin Feng lay in the hospital for 2 years. Lin Feng couldn't fully recall what he had learned before, so Lin Feng still had to spend some time studying cultural courses. The day's course ended quickly. Lin Feng returned home early. At this moment, Luo Meihui had already done it. A large table of food. Xiaofeng, you're back. Luo Meihui came out of the kitchen wearing an apron and said with a smile, eat quickly, it won't taste good if it gets cold. Auntie, come and eat with us. Lin Feng sat down at the dining table. Okay, Auntie will be right over. Luo Meihui wiped her hands on her apron and sat down next to Lin Feng. Beep. At this moment, Luo Meihui's cell phone rang suddenly. Luo Meihui took out her cell phone and answered the call. A man's voice soon came from the phone. Xiao Luo, a monster was found in the east of Tianhai City and needs to be cleaned up immediately. Received. Luo Meihui hung up the phone, put away her cell phone, and said, Xiaofeng, Auntie has something urgent to do here and needs to go out. Eat first, go to bed early. After eating, you have to go to school tomorrow. Auntie, you are going to clean up the monsters in the east of Tianhai City? Are you joining the mercenary group? Lin Feng frowned. Luo Meihui. Luo Meihui looked back at Lin Feng and frowned. Xiaofeng, I was wearing headphones, how did you hear the content of my call? This. Lin Feng was silent. After his body was optimized, every part of his body had undergone earth-shaking changes. Lin Feng's hearing became very sensitive. Even though Luo Meihui was wearing headphones, Lin Feng could clearly hear the content of Luo Meihui's call. If you don't want to talk, forget it. Luo Meihui waved her hand and said, now that you've recovered, I don't have to go to the hospital every day to take care of you. I should go out and make some money and come back. Aunt, the mercenary corps fights monsters every day, which is very dangerous. Lin Feng gritted his teeth and said, it is said that the mortality rate of the mercenary corps is as high as 50%. Xiaofeng, don't worry, the captain is very good to me. He won't let me go on dangerous missions. Luo Meihui patted Lin Feng on the shoulder and smiled, usually, I go to perform some simple tasks, and I won't be in danger. Aunt. Xiaofeng, you eat obediently, Auntie will come back after killing monsters. Luo Meihui gave Lin Feng a bright smile, changed into combat uniforms, and left the room. Lin Feng looked at Luo Meihui's back and felt very uncomfortable. Originally, with Luo Meihui's conditions, she could marry a good family and live a life without worries about food and clothing, but for Lin Feng, Luo Meihui rejected all suitors just to take good care of Lin Feng. Now Luo Meihui joined the mercenary army to make money. I must make money as soon as possible. Lin Feng clenched his fists and said firmly, I can't let my aunt take risks. Chapter 8. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, until Lin Feng went to school, Luo Meihui still hadn't returned home. Lin Feng called Luo Meihui more than a dozen times on the way to school, but Luo Meihui never answered. When Lin Feng arrived at school, Luo Meihui finally answered Lin Feng's call. Xiaofeng, why did you call me so many times? What's the matter with you? Luo Mei's voice came from the phone. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief and said, Auntie, I'm worried about you. Xiaofeng, I just killed some ordinary monsters, there's nothing to worry about. Okay, you go to class well, Auntie wants to go home and rest, I was too tired to kill monsters last night. After that, Luo Meihui hung up the phone. Lin Feng clenched his phone and said to himself, I must make money as soon as possible. I can't let my aunt live like this anymore. Classmates, we will have the second test this afternoon. At this time, Su Huan, who was standing on the podium, said, the second test is one of the most important tests before the college entrance examination. Moreover, the first place in this second test will receive a school scholarship of 30,000 blue star coins. The second place will receive a school scholarship of 10,000 blue star coins. The third place can get a scholarship of 5,000 blue star coins. Students, work hard and strive to get good grades. Just as Su Huan finished speaking, the bell for the end of get out of class rang. Su Huan packed up his textbooks and walked out of the classroom. Oh, it's time to take another test. It's so annoying. Our class is the last in the grade, and the scholarship has nothing to do with our class. Oh, why are we taking another test? That the classmates wailed immediately. Lin Feng raised the corner of his mouth, looking forward to it. The first place in this exam can get a school scholarship of 30,000 yuan, 30,000 blue star coins is definitely a large sum for Lin Feng now. This amount of money can help share some of the burden for his aunt. Classmate. Lin Feng patted the shoulder of a boy in front of him. The boy turned around and saw that it was Lin Feng who called him. He was so scared that his small body trembled, and even the round frame glasses on his nose shook. Lin Feng, classmate, what do you want to ask me? The boy asked cautiously. Classmate, I don't know what to call you. Lin Feng asked. My name is Zhang Shuai. The boy replied. Zhang Shuai, classmate, it's like this, I want to ask, what is the main test of the second diagnosis? Lin Feng smiled and tried to make himself look more friendly, but Zhang Shuai's voice was still trembling. Second. The second test only tests martial arts. During the test, all students in the third grade will enter a separate virtual warehouse, and go to the Blue Star Fighting Network through the virtual warehouse for virtual assessment. Go to the Blue Star Fighting Network for virtual assessment. Lin Feng frowned. Student Lin Feng, the virtual warehouse can scan the human body, and then use the scan results to create a virtual person with the same overall strength as you in the virtual network. We will control the virtual person to take the test. This can not only detect our martial arts level, but also prevent us from getting hurt. Now martial arts exams are conducted in this way. Zhang Shuai explained. Lin Feng was relieved. So that's how it is. By the way, when we practice normally, can we also use the virtual warehouse to enter the Blue Star Fighting Network for practice? Student Lin Feng, it costs 10,000 yuan to open the virtual warehouse once, and there will be extra money for scanning the human body and condensing the virtual person, so only rich people will use the virtual warehouse for training. Zhang Shuai shook his head. Ah. It costs 10,000 to open a virtual warehouse once. With so many people in our grade, wouldn't it cost a lot of money for the school to organize an exam? Lin Feng curled his lips. Student Lin Feng, although our school is a vocational high school, our vocational high school is a public school. All the expenses incurred for each exam can be reimbursed. So that's the case. Lin Feng thought for a moment and said, by the way, who is the first in our grade? The first in the grade is Gao Yang from class 1. Zhang Shuai thought for a while and added, by the way, Gao Yang is Gao Feng's brother. Lin Feng. Lin Feng didn't expect that Gao Feng, whose right hand was crushed by him yesterday, actually had a brother. The most important thing is that Gao Feng's brother is still the first in the grade. Coming back to his senses, Lin Feng asked, is Gao Yang very powerful? Zhang Shuai nodded. Gao Yang has just broken through to become a warrior. He is the only student in our school who has the hope of being admitted to undergraduate studies. With your current 4th level warrior cultivation, you should not be Gao Yang's opponent. Zhang Shuai seemed to realize that he had said something wrong, and quickly changed his words. Lin Feng, my last sentence was not meant to look down on you. I mean Gao Yang is really amazing, and Gao Yang is a brother-protecting maniac. He should come to help Gao Feng get revenge soon. Thank you for your reminder, I see. Lin Feng smiled and nodded, then took out a bag of potato chips from his school bag and started eating. Since the exam is coming, Lin Feng can only cram at the last minute and try to improve his cultivation. As for the way to improve his cultivation, it is naturally by eating. The large bag of potato chips was quickly eaten up by Lin Feng. Lin Feng's aura also improved a lot. Eat more. Lin Feng took out spicy strips and steamed buns from his school bag and continued to eat. Chi. Pure energy flowed in. Lin Feng's cultivation broke through from the 4th level of the warrior realm to the 5th level of the warrior realm. After eating so much, I finally broke through a small realm. Not bad, not bad, keep eating. Lin Feng ate for more than half an hour before he finished all the snacks he brought. His aura became stronger, however, he was still a little short of breaking through the 6th level of the warrior realm, dingling. At this time, the bell for the end of get out of class rang. The students sprinted 100 meters and ran to the cafeteria. Lin Feng got up and followed them. The cafeteria was crowded and noisy. Lin Feng ordered 5 dishes and a soup and sat down to eat. The large bowl of food was quickly eaten up by Lin Feng. The pure energy was dissolved in Lin Feng's body again. Lin Feng's cultivation successfully broke through from the 5th level of the warrior realm to the 6th level of the warrior realm. Not bad, let's have some more white rice to push it up. Lin Feng took the rice bowl and went to get another large bowl of white rice. Although the white rice had no taste, Lin Feng still ate the whole bowl of white rice. Another bowl. Since all the food was eventually transformed into pure energy in Lin Feng's body, Lin Feng did not feel very full. Lin Feng took the big bowl and went to get several more bowls of white rice. Until the end, all the white rice in the cafeteria was eaten by Lin Feng. Chapter 9. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No way, that guy is such a big eater. I saw him eat all the rice in the cafeteria. No way, he can eat so much just by eating rice. He is a foodie. I have never seen anyone who can eat so much by eating rice. All the classmates' eyes were focused on Lin Feng, but Lin Feng ignored them. Just after Lin Feng finished eating the rice, he broke through from the 6th level of the warrior realm to the 7th level of the warrior realm. Not bad, I broke through another small realm. Lin Feng smiled. With his 7th level of warrior realm cultivation, plus the means of double pupils, supreme bones, unicorn arms, and flying legs, he is now very confident that he can get the first place in this second diagnosis exam. I must get the 30,000 yuan scholarship. Lin Feng clenched his fists, his expression firm. Under the gaze of everyone, Lin Feng put the plate back and left the cafeteria. Afternoon, 2:30. The 3rd year of high school conducted a unified second diagnosis test. All students were randomly assigned to different virtual cabins. Lin Feng was assigned to virtual cabin number 35. Is this the virtual cabin? Lin Feng came to a virtual cabin that looked like a small space cabin. However, Lin Feng did not know how to open the virtual cabin. Swish. The students around him put their palms on the hatch of the virtual cabin, and the hatch of the virtual cabin opened immediately. Is it enough to just put your hands on the hatch? Lin Feng imitated his classmates and put his hands on the hatch. The closed hatch slowly opened. This virtual cabin doesn't look special. Lin Feng found that there was only a seat and a helmet inside the virtual cabin. There are still 3 minutes before the exam. Students who have not entered the virtual cabin, please enter the virtual cabin as soon as possible. The school broadcast sounded in the examination room. Lin Feng came to his senses, entered the virtual cabin, and put on the helmet. The hatch closed, and the scene in front of Lin Feng quickly changed to a virtual interface. A person who looked exactly like Lin Feng appeared in the virtual interface. Scanning, please wait patiently. Scan progress is 1%. Scan progress is 10%. Scan progress is 20%. Lin Feng's scanning progress bar was very slow. After 2 minutes, Lin Feng's scanning progress bar had just reached 50%. I wonder who will get the first place in the grade this time. Of course it's Gao Yang from class 1. On the podium, there were 2 middle-aged men. These 2 middle-aged men were naturally the invigilators this time. The duty of the invigilator was to ensure that the examination room was not disturbed by strangers, at the same time, to ensure the safety of the students. Everyone entered the Blue Star Fighting Network very quickly this time. The thinner invigilator looked at the big screen in front. The big screen clearly showed the scanning progress of the students. Of the 36 students in this examination room, a total of 35 have now completed the scan and successfully entered the Blue Star Fighting Network. That's not right. The students in the number 35 virtual cabin have been scanning for 2 minutes. How come they have only scanned 50%? The thinner invigilator frowned. It's true. Only 50% has been scanned in 2 minutes. The fatter invigilator frowned. Teacher Huang, do you think that student's virtual cabin is not debugged properly? You know what, it's really possible. The man called Teacher Huang worriedly said, if the virtual cabin is not debugged properly, it may affect his brain. Teacher Huang turned his head to look at the fatter man and said, Teacher Zhou, should we force the virtual cabin to open? Wait a minute. The man called Teacher Zhou waved his hand and said, his progress bar started moving again. Now his progress bar is 80%. It's really 80%. Teacher Huang looked at the watch on his wrist and said, the exam has already started, and he has only scanned 80%. If it's not a problem with the virtual cabin, then it means that his talent is terrible, and even the virtual cabin needs several minutes to scan. Teacher Huang paused, and then said, by the way, who is the student in the virtual cabin? Lin Feng. Teacher Zhou took the list in front of him and took a look, and said, he awakened the supreme spiritual vein when he was 16, but later his supreme spiritual vein was dug out, and he ended up lying in the hospital for 2 years. He just recovered recently. Lin Feng. It turned out to be him. Teacher Huang picked up the thermos cup in front of him, drank a sip of water, and said, his supreme spiritual vein was dug out, why did the virtual cabin take so long to scan him? Huang teacher, do you think there is a possibility that his supreme spiritual vein has grown again? Teacher Zhou said, Teacher Huang. Teacher Huang widened his eyes, stunned for a long time, and shook his head, no way, can the spiritual vein that has been dug out grow again? Why did the space capsule take so long to scan? Teacher Zhou asked back. This. Teacher Huang was silent. The scan is finished. Teacher Zhou looked at the progress on the screen and found that Lin Feng's scanning progress had reached 100%. Lin Feng successfully entered the Blue Star Fighting Network, that means there is indeed no problem with the space capsule. It is because Lin Feng's talent is too strong and the scanning is too difficult, so it takes so long to scan. It scanned for 10 minutes. Teacher Zhou looked at the watch on his wrist and marveled, even if it is a supreme spiritual vein, it probably doesn't take so long to scan. No way, didn't he grow a supreme spiritual vein again, but a spiritual vein that is more powerful than the supreme spiritual vein? Teacher Huang said in disbelief. Teacher Zhou picked up the water cup, drank a sip of water, and said, I think he should have grown a spiritual vein that is more powerful than the supreme spiritual vein again. Otherwise, the virtual cabin would not be able to scan for 10 minutes. Even for the owner of the top spiritual vein, the virtual cabin can only scan for about 5 minutes at most. Good guy, it seems that Lin Feng has turned a disaster into a blessing. Teacher Huang opened his mouth and exclaimed, this time our school may be able to have one more undergraduate candidate. After all, Lin Feng has just recovered. Even if he has a more powerful spiritual vein, it is very difficult to get good grades in the college entrance examination in a month. Teacher Zhou waved his hand and said, let's wait until the college entrance examination results come out in a month. After saying that, Teacher Zhou sat back in his seat. Teacher Huang followed suit. On the other side, after Lin Feng completed the scan, the system automatically condensed a virtual person with the same strength as Lin Feng for Lin Feng. Lin Feng can adjust the gender and appearance of the virtual person at will on the control panel. Choose a random appearance. Lin Feng selected the gender and appearance, clicked OK, and the screen immediately jumped to a barren desert. In addition to Lin Feng, there were hundreds of virtual people in the desert. These virtual people are all students taking the exam. Chapter 10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Rustle. The originally calm desert suddenly shook, yellow sands rolled up into the sky, one after another. Huge desert scorpions emerged from the yellow sand and rushed towards the group of students. No way, it's a desert scorpion right at the start this time. It's a desert scorpion right at the start. This second diagnosis exam is a bit beyond the syllabus. Damn it, it's a desert scorpion right at the start. It seems that I can't even pass the first level. The whole desert was noisy, swish. One of the desert scorpions that rushed to the front suddenly stretched out its tail with a long hook and easily pierced through the virtual person of one of the students. The student's virtual person quickly twisted and finally disappeared in the desert. the 533 people displayed on the light screen above became 532 people, swish. The desert scorpions behind rushed forward one after another, one by one, the poisonous tails kept sticking out and piercing through the virtual people of the students. The 532 people shown on the light screen above soon became 491 people. Fuck you. Point one of the virtual people drew out a long sword and slashed at a desert scorpion that was coming towards him, swish. The sword light flashed, dragging out 3 sword shadows, falling on the desert scorpion. The desert scorpion was cut into 2 pieces, constantly illusory, and finally disappeared. This is the Intermediate Combat Skill 9 Shadow Sword Technique. Being able to practice the Intermediate Combat Skill 9 Shadow Sword Technique to 3 shadows, at least he is in the top 10 of the grade. Whose virtual person is he? He actually practiced the 9 Shadow Sword Technique to 3 shadows. No matter who he is, he must be in the top 10 of the grade. Everyone's eyes were all focused on the tall virtual person. Under the gaze of many virtual people, the tall virtual person held a long sword and shuttled among the desert scorpions. The sword light flashed, and the desert scorpions were constantly cut in half by it, and finally dissipated, swish, swish, swish. Just as Lin Feng was observing the battle of the virtual man, a long scorpion tail swept towards him. However, the scorpion tail moved very slowly under Lin Feng's double pupils. Lin Feng turned sideways and easily avoided the attack of the scorpion tail. Then Lin Feng used the sky-splitting fist to smash the desert scorpion attacking him. Boom. The explosion echoed, yellow sand filled the sky. The desert scorpion attacking Lin Feng was pierced on the spot. Even the surrounding desert scorpions were smashed by Lin Feng. The 4 desert scorpions twisted and became illusory at the same time, and finally disappeared in the desert. The number of kills also appeared on Lin Feng's virtual data panel. Desert scorpions, 4. No way, who is that virtual person? He actually killed 4 desert scorpions with 1 punch. The boxing method used by that virtual person doesn't seem to be the boxing method of our school. The boxing method used by that virtual person is somewhat similar to the free Kaishan boxing method on the internet, but it is much more powerful than the Kaishan boxing method. The virtual people looked at Lin Feng, swish. Under the gaze of the classmates, several more desert scorpions swept towards Lin Feng with the poison hooks on their tails. This time, Lin Feng did not dodge, and grabbed the tail of a desert scorpion that swept across with one hand. The veins on Lin Feng's virtual arm bulged, and the power of the Qilin arm completely exploded. The 2 huge desert scorpions were thrown by Lin Feng and collided with each other. The huge impact force made the body of the desert scorpion quickly become empty and eventually disappeared. Lin Feng's kill data also changed again. Desert scorpion, 6. This desert scorpion looks powerful, but it doesn't seem to be difficult to kill. Lin Feng used the sky-splitting fist to start scoring. Boom boom boom. The explosions continued to echo, the rolling sand and dust rushed into the sky, one after another. The desert scorpions were constantly killed by Lin Feng. Lin Feng's kill data also increased accordingly. Desert scorpion, 30. The number of survivors displayed on the light screen above has also become 233. In other words, more than half of the people have been eliminated in this second test. Swipe. Just as everyone was fighting with many desert scorpions, the desert scorpions in the desert suddenly twisted and dissipated. A ranking also appeared on the light screen above. The first place was Lin, with a kill count of 30. The second place was Xinghe, with a kill count of 22. The third place was Shanghai, with a kill count of 15. Who is that? Lin. Lin ranks first. Could it be that Lin is Gao Yang from class 1? Lin is probably Gao Yang from class 1. Only Gao Yang can be so powerful. The names of the virtual people are all automatically generated by the Blue Star Fighting Network, so the students have no way to identify them through the names of the virtual people. The word determines who the virtual person is. Lin Feng looked up at the ranking and murmured, "I'm ranked first. It seems that there is a great chance to get the first place in the second diagnosis exam this time." Swish. At this time, the whole desert shook violently again. The rolling yellow sand filled the sky, making the students unable to open their eyes. Lin Feng covered his face with his hands, and looked through his fingers, and found that the surrounding sunlight was blocked, and huge shadows fell one after another. densely packed, elephant-like giant lizards were rushing towards them at a very fast speed. This is a desert giant lizard. Fuck, this second diagnosis is too difficult. The first thing is a huge desert giant lizard. Damn it, I usually train how to kill a desert giant lizard, and this time I finally guessed the right question. Hahaha, I also trained the killing method of desert giant lizards, and it seems that I also guessed the right question. The surging desert giant lizards crushed some of the students, but more students went after the desert giant lizards. Swish. The flash of swords and sabers, giant desert giant lizards fell one after another. Lin Feng also clenched his fists and used the sky-splitting fist to smash the surrounding desert giant lizards. Boom boom boom. Lin Feng almost punched a desert giant lizard one by one. The number of his kills continued to rise. Desert giant lizards. 6. This second diagnosis exam doesn't seem to be difficult. Lin Feng muttered to himself and frantically used the sky-splitting fist. One after another, desert giant lizards fell in front of Lin Feng. After an unknown amount of time, the desert giant lizard suddenly stopped attacking and slowly twisted and dispersed. The number of survivors in the light curtain above dropped from more than 200 to 33, and the ranking of this round was also released. The first place was still Lin, with 25 kills, the second place was still Xinghe, with 16 kills. The third place is Shanghai, with 9 kills. That's not right. Even Gao Yang, who is ranked first in the grade, can't kill 25 desert monitors. If Gao Yang is not ranked first, who would it be? The first place must be Gao Yang. Gao Yang has been practicing hard in order to take the college entrance examination. His ability to kill 25 desert monitors must be the result of his hard work. The classmates' eyes all fell on Lin Feng.